So let's look at them together. Number one, our problem. Isaiah 53 verse 6. All of us, like sheep, have strayed away. We have left God's path to follow our own. All of us, like sheep. Read it with me. All of us, like sheep, have strayed away. We have left God's path to follow our own. And so he's talking about humanity as a whole, but you as a specific human being as well. All, right? If you go all the way back to the ancient Hebrew, what does that word all mean in ancient Hebrew? Everybody. All, right? There's no like, not me, right? It's everybody. All of us like sheep, and then he uses the metaphor of sheep. And all throughout Scripture, the metaphor of sheep is used time and time and time again for two reasons. Number one, because he's speaking to an agrarian culture. The Bible was written to an agrarian group of people. So that means they were farmers, they were sheep herders, they were, like this is the world that they lived in. But it's also a brilliant metaphor for humanity. Here's why. Sheep, everybody go, meh. That's pretty good, right? Sheep, it's not like a compliment to call someone a sheep, is it? Right? Like in our current political climate, when someone calls someone a sheep, it's a negative connotation, right? Like it would be different. It would be like, all of us like lions, right? All of us like the mighty eagle. All of you like sheep. Meh. Right? I mean, it's not a majestic animal. It's not, how do you say it? It's not the sharpest knife in the drawer. And three things about sheep, and actually, I grew up a large portion of my elementary and middle school years. I grew up in Bakersfield and in Bishop, California, and specifically in Bakersfield, there was a lot of sheep herders. And the sheep herders there, I got to see some of this firsthand in real life, that sheep are these things. Sheep are weak, sheep are witless, and sheep can be very, very wayward. So when the prophet Isaiah says all of humanity are like sheep, everybody say sheep. He's saying weak, witless, and wayward. Well, isn't that special? Pastor, thanks for the insults today. I came to church to be encouraged because it's Christmas. And you're saying that I'm weak, witless, and wayward. At times, all of us are. I mean, come on. You can train a dog, a bird, a hamster, a pig. You can even train a cat, believe it or not. But good luck training a sheep. And somebody's going to come up to me after church with a YouTube video of a trained sheep. I get it, right? But it's like, it's not something that you see, right? It's because they're not that brilliant of an animal. They have a herd mentality, and they just go along with everyone else. And what the largest group of them do, the rest of them do. And when I say they're weak, what I mean is they don't have a natural ability to defend themselves. The only ability they have is to clump up together and run. That's all they have. And then even that is not the best defense mechanism, right? Like when all the wolves come, right? What do? There's a bunch of wolves. Let's get together and make a buffet for them. Do you see what I mean? Like they don't even have a real sense of what do we do now? I guess the closer to the center of the huddle that you can get, the safer you are. Sucks to be you on the outside. Thanks for taking one for the team. Sometimes sheep fall over and they can't even get back up on their own. Right? When we say sheep are witless, right? They'll follow each other into dangerous situations. Now, I've seen this firsthand when I was a kid. there was a hole in the fence, and I watched a bunch of sheep just like one after the other crawl through the fence and scratch themselves and cut themselves as they crawled through the fence, and then get onto a public street that was busy. You know, like, and just one after the other. Oh, you're going? I'm going too. Let's all go. Hey, this looks like fun. Let's play in traffic. But true story, in 2005, 1,500 sheep walked off a cliff in Turkey. 1,500 sheep walked off a cliff in Turkey. Only 400 died. The first 400 died, and then the 1,100 after that were cushioned by the death of the first 400. Tell me that sheep aren't stupid. Well, Pastor, I mean, we're not like that. Oh, we're not? I mean, we just like, how many of you, again, tell the truth, shame the devil, ready? How many of you ever had a parent say to you, if all of your friends were jumping off of a bridge, would you? How many of you ever had your parents say that to you, right? And how many of you really wanted to say, how high is the bridge? How deep is the water? But you're afraid you get smacked, right? Of course, if all of your friends were jumping, you would jump. Of course, if all of your friends are going into debt and buying cars they can't afford and houses they can't afford and things they can't afford. Of course, if everyone else around you is doing things that we know is harmful and dangerous and stupid, of course we'd all just do it. Why? It happens all the time. I want you to just stop for a second, and I want you to think about your life, and I want you to think about some of the things that you do on a regular basis that you know aren't good for you, but you started doing them and you still do them because someone else around you did it first. I'm convinced that no one starts smoking cigarettes because cigarettes taste good. No one. Do you know why we do it? Because somebody who we think is cool, we saw smoking, and we want to be cool. And then we have a lifetime of addiction smoking cigarettes. Now, don't hear what I'm not saying. Smoking cigarettes will not send you to hell. You'll smell like hell, but it won't send you to hell. Right? I'm just saying, but that stuff like that, it happens. And you know the first time you even do it that it's bad for you. But why do you do it? Might be bad for me, but I'm bad.